Hello and welcome to my presentation. My group's topic was making some extra class, and my part of it is using and interpreting the function notation. So you would ask, what is function notation? Function notation is a function, it's the name, kind of obvious. But now, when most of us think of a function, we think of y equals x. However, what some people do not understand is that when they see f of x equals x, they think, well, I know that when two variables are separated with parentheses, it means that you multiply them together. That isn't what the parentheses mean in this case. When you read it, it's f of x, like I said, meaning whatever number goes in those parentheses is plugged into the x on the right side of the equals. Getting real with it, I work at McDonald's, as a lot of people know, and it's a very popular fast food restaurant that everybody knows about. And so I could look at the food that we sell, from my example. I know that sometimes if you order a food item and you want some extra add on to it that isn't originally in the recipe, it costs a little extra. Let's say you come in and you tell the order taker that you want a quarter pounder, which varies in price depending on the owners. Don't ask me why. And you want to add like tomato and Big Mac sauce. Well, most toppings that I know from experience cost about 60 cents to $1. So let's just go with the 60 cents. So I would write f of x equals 60x, 0.60x plus 379. And I plug in the number of additional toppings in for x, which in this case, for my example, would be 2. So it would look like this, which would be f of 2 equals that. And then I plug in the number of additional toppings in for x. Sorry. So now if I would have taken it and worked it out instead of like thinking of it as a graph, I would plug in the 2 right next to the 60, and that would make it 1.20. And then you'd add the 1.20 to 3.79, which would equal 4.29. So if you wanted to get that tomato and Big Mac sauce on it, you would be paying $1.26 extra for that, which would make it, instead of $3.79, it would be $4.29. But if you wanted to look at it in a graph way, you could take that same function and turn it into a graph showing the gradual change in price with every topping you add. And so you can see if you start out with 0 toppings, then it's going to be at $3.79 because that's the original price without the added toppings that aren't in the recipe, like I said. Now, and then it shows as it goes up, it shows the little amount that it adds every time you add another topping onto it. And my part isn't much more complicated than that, so I hope that my little presentation has helped you understand more clearly what function notation is and how you can apply it to your own life like I just did for mine. Thank you for listening.